this is what we said before the legislation was passed, before it was signed into law, and what we've continued to speak since it has been implemented. We even had Joe Manchin say that the Inflation Reduction Act would do nothing to reduce inflation. And Kamala Harris was the tie-breaking vote for that bill that spent trillions of dollars. It had nothing to do with actual infrastructure. There was 9% of actually what the bill said that it would go towards those things. And it said we had over $340 billion towards the Green New Deal. And at the end of the day, Dan, we need to take Kamala Harris at her word when she says her values have not changed. She's consistently been an advocate for the radical left, for the Green New Deal, her entire life. She's so radical, she makes Bernie Sanders look like a moderate.
Dana Bash did try to hold her feet to the fire on a couple questions, but not many. But here's one I want to get your take on. This is in regards to Mr. Biden's cognitive decline and how Kamala covered it up. Watch.
Right after the debate, you insisted that President Biden is extraordinarily strong. Given where we are now, do you have any regrets about what you told the American people?
No, not at all. Not at all. I have served with President Biden for almost 4 years now, and I'll tell you, it's one of the greatest honors of my career. Truly.
When you tell one lie, you got to tell another lie to cover that lie. What do you think of that reply?
That is all we've seen throughout this CNN interview with Kamala Harris and her support therapy candidate next to her, Tim Walz. So on many of these issues, Kamala Harris would try to divert from the question that was being asked and give some sort of non-answer and a word salad like we are so used to Kamala Harris doing. So when she was asked directly about Joe Biden's cognitive decline, she said that she did not feel sorry for her response and what she addressed to the American people. And then she went on to a completely different topic. And she did this again, even when she was asked how Joe Biden announced to her that he would no longer be running for president and asked if he then endorsed her. She danced around the topic. She said that of course he did, but wait, I really didn't even think about myself. You know, Joe Biden's just been so wonderful and lovely, and how wonderful is it to be wonderful after all? It's pretty darn wonderful. This is all we received from this interview. But if you look
at
Kamala
Harris,
joy,
Lauren, it's a campaign of joy.
And if Tim Walz isn't man enough to admit even his past lies, he's not man enough to assume any office in the executive branch. For instance, stolen valor is not bad grammar. It's a disgrace.
He blamed it on bad
brave
grammar.
Men and women. Yes, it's a disgrace to the brave men and women who actually carried weapons in war zones and put their lives on the line for our great country.